Under Trump's presidency, immigration enforcement could use their power to detain and deport any undocumented individual, in some cases separating families from each other. Undocumented people living in the United States were leading life that suddenly became more precarious. In response to the Trump administration's severe immigration policies, Ithaca became a sanctuary city. However, 1 week ago, President Biden reined in immigration enforcement's broad power and discretion. His executive order declares that authorities should only focus on those undocumented people in the country who pose a direct threat to public safety.
This is about how America is safer, stronger, more prosperous when we have a fair, orderly, and humane legal immigration system.
According to the Department of Homeland Security, this new rule will facilitate ICE in, quote, accomplishing its mission in the most efficient way, not by reducing enforcement, but by focusing it on the most pressing parts, end quote. Now, with a reversal of those immigration policies, the way Ithaca's sanctuary status will be used might seem less obvious. And it's important to know what that status meant in the first place.
Sanctuary means a lot of different things in different contexts.
This is Steve Yaller from Cornell Law School. He works on their free legal representation program. He explains that a sanctuary status is a resolution a local governing body passes, basically telling their law enforcement to not cooperate with immigration authorities.
Such sanctuary resolutions do not bar the immigration officials from coming into those jurisdictions if they happen to know that someone has violated our immigration laws. But it does mean that the local cops will not go out of their way to inform Immigration and Customs Enforcement or other immigration officials that they should be looking for a particular individual because they lack immigration status.
Ithaca establishing a sanctuary status wasn't the only aid built around the undocumented community. Ithaca Sanctuary Alliance is an organization developed out of the area's faith communities. Michael Smith is one of its founders.
So Ithaca Sanctuary Alliance started very small with a couple of pastors in town, just in sort of frustration over Trump's immigration policies. And this would have been about 4 years ago in early 2017.
Michael explains that faith communities are in a unique position to offer aid to immigrants.
So it could be a synagogue, it could be a church, it could be a mosque theoretically too, although we currently don't have involvement with the Muslim community. That based on literally thousands of years of history, state authorities will not enter a place of worship to arrest someone.
And with the changes Biden is putting through, Michael doesn't think it's going to change the work he is doing.
Just this week, there's been a lot of news about Biden's proposals for reforming immigration. I think just yesterday by executive order, basically neutralized ICE as a sort of hunt and arrest organization. They are now charged with only sort of enforcing the deportation process against people who are genuine public safety threats because of criminal records that are for crimes or something.
The thing Michael is hung up on is how temporary executive orders can be. The extent to which an executive order has an impact hinges on whether or not there's a legislative agreement to back it up. Executive orders by themselves don't make lasting policy. There needs to be immigration policy that comes through the House and the Senate to make something more permanent. Sue Chafee is the director of the Immigrant Services Program at Catholic Charities. She explains how the program is constantly adjusting their services in response to whatever immigration policies are being implemented on the federal level.
So I think we just take it kind of step by step, just like we did under the Trump administration. Anytime there was a change to policy, we just got the training and, adapted that to the services we were providing. So hopefully there'll be some good changes coming. I don't know if they're going to go through what the executive actions, how that will impact us locally or the kind of work we do here, because I don't do asylum and I don't do deportation cases. But if it has anything to do, any impact on family-based immigration or opening up who's here undocumented and might, maybe opening up a pathway for a green card. We definitely have clients kind of waiting for that to happen that we could certainly assist.
As the landscape of federal immigration policy shifts beneath our feet, Michael describes a long-term goal for Ithaca Sanctuary Alliance, calling it a universal goal among immigrant services nationwide.
Our ultimate goal is to be totally unnecessary, right? Like to be put out of business because immigration policy has changed so that no one needs to, sort of seek sanctuary anymore. That's a dream, of course, but that's the goal of a lot of organizations like this is to work ourselves out of existence because we've succeeded in changing the culture.
Whether or not Biden's executive orders will ultimately turn into more permanent legislation capable of having a lasting impact is a central question being asked not only in the Ithaca community, but nationwide. As much as the work of these sorts of immigrant services may depend on these faraway decisions, advocating for the lives of undocumented people and building a more welcoming community remains at the forefront of these organizations' missions. In this story, you heard sound clips from the Washington Post. The music used in this piece is from Blue Dot Sessions. This has been Maya Noah for WRFI.